The next couple of weeks we are going to be talking about the character trait diligence. So what I want to do now is give you two examples of why I think I have the character trait of diligence. My first example has to do with school. Going to school in middle school and high school, it was hard for me. I had to work really hard, and the best I could earn were B's and C's, but that was the best I could do. But early on I decided I wanted to become a teacher, and I knew I was going to have to go to college to be a teacher. So I continued to work hard. I did go to college. I worked very hard in college, and by my junior and senior year I was making mostly A's and a few B's, so I was able to graduate with honors from college. My teaching degree has been given me great opportunities. I've taught in a lot of different settings with young children and high school students and even with college students. So diligence paid off when it came to my education. My other example of diligence has to do with bicycle riding. My husband and I decided last spring that we wanted to start bicycling again. I hadn't been on a bicycle for a couple of years, or for about 20 years, and but I decided that that would be a fun thing for us to do. We wanted to get some trail bikes and ride up in the mountains. So we bought our bicycles, and we just decided that we would try them out in the neighborhood, and we hopped on them one day and went probably about half a mile. And I was going to stop for some reason, and I put my leg out and I didn't do it correctly, and I just fell flat onto the road. My bicycle fell on top of me, my knee got all skinned up and was bleeding, and I was just laying there in the middle of the road. And the first thing I wanted to do was just to have my husband go home and get the car and come back and get me and take me home so I wouldn't have to ride my bicycle. But I thought that was kind of silly. So I got back up and got back on my bicycle, and my husband Rick gave me a few pointers on safer ways to stop. And so I practiced those a few times and was able to ride home without any more problems or accidents. And since that time, we've gone out 2 or 3 times on country roads, and I've learned to be a little more confident. I still have a ways to go with my bicycling, but I'm learning to be confident. I'm practicing different gears, and so that's a good example of how I was diligent and stuck with bicycle riding. So you're going to be watching a video a little later about someone else who shows diligence, the character trait of diligence. So I'll just see you later, and I'm going to take off and go for a bike ride. Have a great week.